Okay, here we go. Looks like we are live. Let me go ahead and start recording. And hi there, Helena Das here. And I wanted to really take a moment today and share something that's on my heart. To talk about during these really rapidly accelerated, changing, crazy, uncertain times. And honestly, I really, in my heart of hearts, believe that there is not a person, plant, animal, or sentient being, for that matter, that is not feeling what is going on at this time on some level. And so, with that being said, because I obviously am an animal person, I have a really deep and sacred bond, especially with the horses. And in case you are new to me, because I am posting this on YouTube, just want to quickly say welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel, Ride, Pray, Love, where my intention is really to help you, if you're tuning into this, rise to your next level, lift and shift, and really, at the end of the day, embody your full potential in any given moment. With not only a little help from horse, but at the end of the day, really tapping into our divine connection with source, or the God of your understanding. And really, I want to take a moment and just say, in a nutshell, I have gone from a renegade vet, holistic veterinarian for over 2 decades, working mainly with horses, performance and wellness, in my one-woman holistic practice in sunny Florida, horse capital of the world in Marion County. And I went to horse shaman when I embarked on my spiritual journey through the initiation of the loss of both my first horse and my mom back in 2007, and finally culminating in expanding my reach to two-leggeds over the past 5+ years now, going on more focused, more fully, really helping women all over the world rise to their full potential, or as I often like to say, get their sexy back, get their mojo back, get their sparkle back in their bodies and their lives. And it's been an incredible journey. And as I am ever evolving on this journey, what I want to share is that this channel really is a passion project. It's a dedication to sharing, my message and my soul's work, with, again, the intention to reach and impact more like-minded souls. I want to also say that because of this broad, expanded medicine bag that I have in terms of my gifts and my experience and my journey, I essentially have two tracks of the way that I am working with or supporting people these days. And so just to let you know, in case you do resonate with my energy and you're, wondering in the back of your mind, because sometimes it's not really, clear. I do have people ask me. And so, the one track really is working with conscious horse guardians, pet parents, animal lovers to really partner with either their own animals or just the spirit of the animal. It doesn't have to be yours, but just really partnering with the animal kingdom, if you will, and especially, the medicine of horse, to again really heal, to grow, to expand, to rise, as I like to say, into becoming who they came here to be, to give them that leg up and really turn whatever pain they might be going through into their power. And this is for both, the team. So it's like the two tracks can be both with people who have animals and then those who don't, but are drawn to, the animal kingdom and the spirit of animals, right? And in either case, I am facilitating that next level transformation, healing, and growth through a very unique body-centered awareness, trauma-sensitive, high vibe, high frequency, energetic, intuitive approach of a blend of coaching and healing and cutting edge energetic practices. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to share that in case for some reason I was feeling like someone might be wondering. And today in particular, the real message that's coming, that's on my heart to share with you has to do with this bond, especially as, again, pet parents and horse guardians, that we do have this sacred bond that we have with our animals. And I wanted to actually share a recent experience that I had with my beloved Indigo back in May. On his birthday, no less. It was really, really, really crazy. Anyway, to not to hopefully give it to you in more of a nutshell version, I had gotten him up and we were getting ready for the trimmer to come to do his feet, and I was taking him for a little walk, and I ended up just tying him for a few moments up near the house because I had to run in and get something inside. And when I came back out, I saw him swishing his tail, and I saw he was very agitated, and I checked him out, and I discovered that he had just gotten stung in his private parts, in the area of his private parts, by likely a deer fly, because we do have them over here by the woods, or a bee or something of that nature. And I looked at it, and I saw the swelling almost before my eyes, starting to really like blow up before my eyes. And something that those who have been following me for a while have heard me often say is that when something goes wrong with my animals, even with the wealth of background and of my DVM from Cornell and my years of practice helping so many other animals, when it's my own animals, it's like my kryptonite when something happens. And it has been a journey in learning how to practice my emotional agility and get to a place where I'm so much better these days when something like that does happen, to really stay calm and, make sound, judgment and, next steps in terms of caring for my animals, versus in the past kind of really having my brain go out the window and panic set in. And so if you're someone who maybe can relate to that as a, again, a pet parent or horse guardian, I'm sharing this story because, I ended up, just to continue the story. So I, was checking the clock and we went back down to the barn, and, literally my trimmer pulled in, and I, checked him out again, and the thing had just really blown up. And I knew that, the next step was to actually reschedule with her so I could give him a treatment and take care of him and do my energy healing and all the things that I, do from my medicine bag. And so I told her what happened and gave her some money for her travel. And after she left, I got to work. But what I want to share is, and I'm not going to go into the detail of all that I did, combination of, energy healing and muscle testing and nutritional support and all that. What was really, really powerful was, by that was in the morning. So by that afternoon, and I did, check him in between, to make sure it wasn't, after I gave him my treatment, it wasn't, getting worse or anyway, I was monitoring it basically. And by that afternoon, it actually had already come down like, more than 50%. I mean, it was very dramatic, the response, honestly. And from where I sit in my experience, most nutritional and herbal support, which I did, give him. I made an extra meal and his forage and, got a few things in him. Don't necessarily kick in that quickly. And, it is my firm belief and sense that the energy healing that I did actually sped up the healing in a very, powerful way. And the type of energy healing that I do, that I've done both with people and animals, both in person and remotely, I have come to call a quantum, healing type practice. These days I'm actually referring to it as almost supernatural, because I'm also calling upon the supernatural forces and power of source, God and the universe, right, in the way that I work. And so the reason I'm sharing this with you, and fast forward, he's fine, within a few days, it had, he was pretty much back to normal. And I was really happy and thrilled that, he recovered quickly. And so, the reason I'm sharing this piece is twofold. One is that the healing approach that I used not only helped me in terms of my, previous tendency to panic, right? Helped me really get centered and grounded first, so that I could then make my sound judgment and decisions in terms of his care. And then from there, also transmitting the energy and the intention of him being, recovering, and it being already done in like at the speed of light, right? And so, this is really, really important, I feel, because you might be thinking, wow, that's amazing. And I am, like that's powerful. But what I want to say is, and I am really, I do feel blessed to have that gift and cultivate it over, the years. And what I want to say is, really and truly, I have distilled the process down to a simple, step kind of process or system that really anyone who is just willing to open their heart and connect with their intention and their energy, and again, tap into that bond, can use this process to help with their animals. And I'm not gonna say that there isn't a time and a place to call your, emergency vet, but while you're waiting, this is something you can do, and it's something that you can really have in your toolkit to support the healing in combination with whatever else, so that you're optimizing, enhancing, and taking the healing process to a whole new level. Okay. And so that's one piece. And, I want to, if you stick with me here in a little bit, I want to share with you about a very special opportunity that I have, where you can get access to what I'm calling my supernatural healing kit for you and your horses and or animal companions, which has at this point 5 high vibe activation process transmissions, whatever you want to call it, to basically guide and support you with that process. All you have to do is tune in and listen and be present. And so, I wanted really, if that's something you're interested in, please stay tuned. But the other piece I want to really bring in, again, to highlight and amplify this bond that we have, this sacred connection. And as things are accelerating on the planet, if you're someone who is sensitive and intuitive and empathic, you may be noticing that your gifts are kind of coming online. And I know that mine have been really going to a whole new level, even though I've been doing many of these things for, well over a couple of decades now. in terms of my energy healing work. And what was really, profound was a couple of weeks prior to the actual event, which again took place on his birthday. It was so crazy when that clicked for me. But I had had a dream that he got stung by a bee or, some kind of, stinging flying insect, right? And, and that he blew up and had this big, allergic reaction. And so, it was so crazy because then, it actually happened. There was like deja vu moments when it happened again a couple weeks later in the 3D in real life. And while there's a part of me that wonders if there's any way I could have maybe prevented it because of that dream, and I'm not sure at the level that I'm at in terms of my awareness. I'm not sure how I could have, but that being said, I'm always, ready to learn and expand that way. But, in the meantime, what is really highlighted for me was this connection again of really almost whether it was my subconscious or, just showing how close our bond is, that I could dream about that. I often have dreams about him and my animals. And, even there's another one that's coming to mind to share with my skipper, who was my first horse. I had to, at one point, I was boarding him away from me up in the Newberry area. And I had a dream one night that I was actually super thirsty. And in the dream, I kept drinking and drinking and drinking all this water. And the next day, when I went up to go see Skipper, there had been some kind of, and I was so upset. There had been some kind of problem with the water at the place where I was boarding him, where they didn't realize that it had gotten, shut off as the automatic water thing. And like I saw him and I think I hadn't seen him for a couple of days, and, they were taking care of him, right? Feeding and all that. And anyway, I was so upset because he looked like, heck. And, I checked his food and whatnot. It looked like he hadn't been eating. And, I could tell right away when I saw him, something was wrong. And, with further exploration, we discovered this water piece, that he didn't have access to water, like the automatic water had gotten shut off and he didn't have access to water. And I had been dreaming, like I said, just a night or so before that, I had this dream that I was so thirsty, and I feel like he was trying to tell me, that he didn't have any water. And thank God, he was okay after that. But, we got the water on. But, this connection, that we have with our animals, I think is so profound. And really, if you are someone who, wants to be the best guardian that you can be, and really deeply desire to maybe expand or enhance this connection that you have with your animals, so that not only are you able to give them even better care, but also because of that connection, with ourselves, there's this piece of that oxygen mask, right? Where we need to be doing that so that we can not only better care for them, but, open up to these new dimensions of healing and growth and expansion, and, our gifts really coming online on this planet. And that can happen in partnership, with our animals, if we're open to it, right? If we're open and willing to expand our awareness in this arena. And so, the reason I'm sharing all of this with you is that I have been sharing for about a weekish now, a brand new course that I am offering right now. It's a near and dear to my heart course called Harness the Connection, so you can help each other heal. And it is not only a 5-part training series with content rich, teaching around animals as medicine and how you can actually up your game, your guardian game, if you will. And I also go into the 5 elements in terms of, the Chinese medicine background that I have, and how that is important for health and harmony, again, for both humans and, four-leggeds. And I also take you on a bit of a journey in terms of the energetic, I don't want to call it could be hacks and or the golden nuggets and the wisdom that they are sharing with us to help us come back home to ourselves. So, that alone is all I feel highly transformational and enlightening, and really going to enrich and empower your partnership and your awareness around the heights that you can travel with your animals in terms of, again, growth and rising to your full potential for both of you on so many levels. But then on top of that, I have a handful of bonuses that I just really want to take a moment and share with you. And one of them is this supernatural healing kit that I referenced earlier, with 5 different processes to really help you tap into, the energies, to ground and center yourself, and, purify and cleanse and guide you through some steps so that you can then, after you do that as a foundation in the quantum animal healing process, be sending with your intention, with your heart, and the way I guide you in the process, that energy, visualization, to your horse or animals. And there are also, so there's the heart-to-heart infinity activation, which is really powerful and takes everything, puts everything on steroids, takes things to the next level when you want to really do some focused work one-on-one with a particular animal, individual. And by the way, you could apply this to human loved ones as well. Then I also have my Epona's Light Heart activation, which is a really magical journey, connecting you in with the collective spirit of the horse, and connecting all the, the herd, the horses all over the world. I added in my copper healing chamber. Copper is so important for and anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial, and if we don't get it in our diet, right, we can, if it's a nutritional deficiency, it can really create health problems. It helps the immune system, skin healing, wound healing. Just Google the benefits of copper. And what is really powerful, we know that everything is energy, right? And so the way that I work and the way that this process is, it's actually infusing you with the essence, the energy of copper. And again, takes, supports you in transmitting that to your animals. And then finally, when the pandemic hit last year, there was a coronavirus cosmic sunshine, compassion and protection process that came through. And that will also be really, really, really powerful. I felt was important to have. So I added those to the kit. So there's these 5 really high vibe, powerful, supernatural healing processes that are also included in this course that you can add to your arsenal, your medicine bag, your library. And if all that isn't enough, there's also going to be a live Q&A call, really diving deeper into this conversation around animals and the ascension journey, and how, again, as I started off the beginning of this, the animals are really feeling it too, more than we realize. I mean, whether they may be exhibiting health or behavior or other things going on. And especially with horses, they live off the earth, right? So, and we know that our earth is really become, stressed. And in many ways, there's a lot of toxins, there's imbalances. In Florida here, we have a lot of issues with mold and, the humidity and the parasites, right? So, there are really some, I feel, important concerns to be aware of, and what we can do really proactively to, really preventively and proactively promote the health and well-being of our animals and ourselves. Because again, for me, what they are showing us is actually uh, because with the horses again, especially because they live so close to the earth, and I wasn't really planning to go into this. This is what we're going to go into deeper in the on that call, on that live call, where you get to ask me also any of your questions. It'll be live by Zoom, interactive. And just to say, plant one seed is that not only with the sheer size of a horse, right, which is plus or minus 10 times the size of the average human. So just physically, they're amplifying everything, right, in terms of whatever they're manifesting. And then because they live off the earth, whatever changes and things are going on in the earth, they're actually showing us first, if you will, in a bigger way, some of the imbalances that are happening that are going to create health and other problems, health, behavioral, overall wellness, all of it, performance. I mean, it's all connected, right? So, there's a live call where I can, again, we're going to go deeper into this topic, and I will be offering to do, intuitive reads and, consultation, if you will, where I'll answer all your questions about your animals or anything else that you might want to ask me. And so that's also part of this package, if you will, the special harness the connection course or program. And so I'm really excited about it. I hope that you will take a few moments, if any of this resonates, to at least check it out, because right now, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep it this way, I did extend it for a little bit longer, and I just wanted to make sure you knew the what I want to call the introductory or pre-sale celebratory pricing, celebrating the birth of my new online Epona's Alchemy Academy school. And this being my first course, it's at a very, very special investment pricing, over 50% off right now. And so at the time of recording this message. So I just wanted to make sure that if this resonates, you do check it out. And if you're seeing this, after the date and after the special, obviously it'll still be available. And honestly, I think it's still well worth the investment, even at the full price. But just wanted to really share that, because I feel the more we can, as conscious pet parents and horse guardians, really, really not only expand our awareness in this arena, but have the tools and practices, which is what, my intention is to start, give you an introduction to all of these things. I do want to do a follow-up where I'll, go even deeper again, but to really give you the foundation in terms of this sacred connection, this connectedness really that we have, again, all of us, plants, people, humans, animals, even the rocks and crystals and all of that, right? We're all so, so connected. And the more we can slow down and be present and connect with that connection, I believe we can accelerate the healing and the balance and the harmony on the planet. Even if it's one person, one animal, one team, one pair, one dynamic duo at a time. So the only other thing, let me just check my notes, that I am wanting to share with you. I think that is it. Yeah, I think that's it. So I just want to thank you for stopping by. And if you have any questions at all about anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time, this mane is driving me crazy today. So until next time, oh, yes, that was the last thing I wanted to say, is tomorrow, Wednesday, 2 p.m., I am planning on doing a Way of the Horse Wednesday. We're going to see what messages we have from spirit, and also play with some of the Way of the Horse oracle cards. And I want to be very clear, and I'll probably repeat this tomorrow, but it is really more for entertainment purposes only and to connect with you. And I don't ever want us to give our power away to anything outside of us, including, the paper, like a card or whatever. So the way I do it will be very, very, well, you'll see if you come by. So anyway, just wanted to have you join me for that live if you feel called. And before I go, if you received value, if something here touched you, I would be so grateful for a like, a share, a subscribe to help support the channel. It's free for you to do, and it will help me grow. So I can't do it without you. And I will say, I don't, not one, like, in the past I've had issues with asking for help, and I have stretched, but I don't always feel great about it. It just all depends on the context and circumstance. But I am, on this mission, and I am asking for your help. So again, if you feel called, thank you in advance. Otherwise, until next time, I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.